Hey, it's Ghostbusters! 2016, oh god, it's come to it. Film begin, and it's a scary building, and here's a tour guide telling those guys a spooky story about how a bunch of people totally got killed to death by a woman who used to live here. And when her family found out about it, they never told the police. Instead, they locked her behind that very door. So let's fast forward, and it's closing time. But for something strange is really going on right now, and oh my god, it's actually really scary, and Tourman is totally shook, so better get the head out of there. But that doorknob is like glowing really red hot for reasons. So quick, Tourman, run downstairs where green goo is literally coming out the freaking ground. And it's a ghost! So he's gonna die big time. Scene transmission, and here's a very smart lady showing us how she got the starring role in this film. But Creepy Man turns up and interrupts her. And it turns out that she wrote a book about ghosts a few years back. And she's very embarrassed about it because she's now working as a very smart physics lady, so can't have anything to do with the paranormal. And he says, since you wrote this book about ghosts, would you like to come to my haunted house and pet my ghoul? But then she says no. And she goes back to her office where she's now on the interwebs, finding out that that book that she wrote and is really embarrassed about is on Amazon. Because the woman she co-wrote it with put it on there. She's mad, it's totally going to go tell her off. So let's quick flip, and she's at her friend's house telling her, you should not have put that book online. But Cat Lady says, you know what, I don't actually care because that book actually makes money. But hold on, because there's also another lady here who is totally an engineer and is also an experimental particle physics because, like, obviously STEM patriarchy or something. And they've been experimenting with recording ghosts because, well, they like ghosts. And, like, say this very smart lady, would you like to come listen to this recording we made a few weeks ago of a ghost? And she goes, yeah, sure, I'll come check it out. But actually, it's a joke because it's not a ghost, it's actually a fart noise. And ha ha ha, that was really funny. So very smart lady tells them about that guy who rolled up earlier, asking to investigate his house. And they're like, cool, there's ghosts, let's go there. And would you believe it? That place is actually that very scary house from earlier. But how did the Tourman guy survive? I thought he was totally deaded. You know what? Doesn't matter, because they're now talking about ghosts. And Creepy Man says that the ghost made the tour guide man totally ship himself because, ha ha ha, we just had a fart joke, so why not add in a poop one while we're at it? So let's go, because they're now investigating. And they've brought some really cool equipment with them. And look, there's sticky ghost goo on the floor. But wait a minute. That door behind Very Smart Lady just opened. So she goes accuses her friends of setting that up as a joke, even though they arrived together and were in full view of each other the entire time. So Cat Lady's like, I didn't do that, then totally whips out her revolving 8-inch pounder, indicating that there is actually in fact something very strange going on. And there is! It's a ghost! And it's getting closer. And oh my god, it just ejaculated sticky ghost goo all over Very Smart Lady. And now Cat Lady is totally recording Very Smart Lady outside while she shouts about seeing a ghost. And then she posts it online, and then her boss Tywin Lannister sees it, and then he fires her because, well, for reasons. I mean, it's actually pretty amazing considering I thought you could only lose your job these days if you believed women were real. So they want funding to investigate ghosts further, and then go visit the university finance guy. But he laughs right in their faces and tells them to shut the duck up, and now they're all totally fired because of reasons. We've got to go now because it's Cinderella who's working very hard subwaying. And then she sees someone on the tracks, and instead of alerting the police or the authorities or anybody, she goes, you know what, I'm going to go investigate myself. And there's a ghost as well. So let's flip flop, and there's Half Pint Incel Evil Guy. And he's telling his reflection, he's tired of being bullied and no one will ever make fun of him again. And that's a really good backstory for an antagonist right there. Well, that was quick, so back to the Crapbusters, who haven't got jobs but can somehow afford to rent a unit in New York. And they're discussing their Crapbuster marketing strategy for obviously their new business. And here comes Definitely Not on the Juice, Anabolic Chicken and Broccoli Man. And he's here to answer a job vacancy for a receptionist because, ha ha ha, it's a gender swapping film, remember. So it's interview time, and Very Smart Lady asks if he's actually seeing anyone right now, which I'm pretty sure if it was the other way around would result in hashtags and Harvey Weinstein going to jail. But he won't sue, because it turns out, who's another dunce who wears fake glasses, and they're like, yeah, he's really hot so we'll hire him. But hang on, there's someone else here, And it's Cinderella, who knew exactly where to go, even though they haven't even started marketing yet. And she says she saw a big scary ghost, so they go investigate the underground where Antifa is spray painting the wall, which actually really pisses off Cinderella, who says, "Stop trying to defund our police, you ducking idiot!" And also, have you seen any ghosts? You know, he's like, yeah, actually I have. And then draws the Ghostbusters sign up on the wall because, he's so badass and he never actually saw a ghost, he was just joking the entire time. They're now walking on the tracks because obviously that's completely safe. And holy ships, it's a really scary crap CGI ghost. So Stunning Engineer Lady says to Very Smart Lady, "Quick, shoot it with this protein gun." And like, they better hurry to duck up because there's a train coming. And oh look, it worked. And that ghost is proper angry now. And then Bukkake's then with ecto goo, like for some kind of reason. Anyway, scene transmission. And they post a video online. But people think it's fake, which is impossible because everything on the internet is absolutely true. And Cinderella says, "I'm joining you guys, the Crapbusters, because you guys haven't filled your quotas yet. And also I can get you a car," which is obviously a hearse. And now Engineer Lady is adjusting that protein gun because she's really smart and funny and all that sort of stuff. And then whips out a ghost containment cylinder because, like, she knew how to make it. I mean, don't ask questions, guys. And they go test the protein pack out back where Cat Lady goes flying because it's really, really powerful. And she's smashing into walls, on the floor. But sadly, she doesn't die. Hey, look at the TV, guys. That video they posted on the interwebs is now on the news. And that guy from the original films, like Tom Hanks or something, is cameoing as a skeptic because let's just destroy our childhoods at once, why not? And he says the video is fake because he's a skeptic. And ooh, would you look at that? Someone just called the Crapbusters for like help. So into the hearse they go, which just destroyed my childhood again. And then they arrive and get out wearing like overalls that are conveniently found off camera. And it turns out that that call was from a hotel because somebody had been given a Fauci ouchie by a ghost. So let's immediately flip because this evil half-pint incel man, who the writers have completely forgotten to build up as an antagonist, and he's attending a metal concert, and if that band thinks that they're the next Pantera, they should actually just go get a real job, because that ain't no vulgar display of power right there. Back to the Ghostcrappers, and Cinderella is having a walk by herself, but oh my god, it's a mannequin ghost! So get your city protein guns out, ladies, and yay! It's containing that ghost thingy! But that ain't about to get like woman-splained by a bunch of middle-aged cat ladies. So it totally escapes into that cringe metal concert above, where it yeets the lead singer, which is totally cool because, well, all they were doing was playing a 4/4 time signature with generic power chords. Those like Ghostcrappers aren't scared of no ghost and then go to kill it, although technically it's already dead. But look out! It's got Cinderella! And she's gonna die. But like other women, totally me too that demonic patriarchal Weinstein-loving incel ghost king. Quick, Engineer Lady, get your throbbing canister out! And hey, that actually worked! So better celebrate by totally breaking that guy's guitar, which is actually okay because they suck. But what the duck is Ozzy Osbourne doing cameoing in this garbage? They go home and are celebration dancing, and then Anabolic Chicken and Broccoli Man joins them. And then like, that totally prompts Very Smart Lady to do unwanted workplace touching, because obviously she can, no repercussions. But someone's just turned up, and it's Tom Hanks! And he says, "Why are you pretending to catch ghosts?" Because for some reason that really affects him. And then Cat Lady says, "Ghosts are real, you dingus, and we totally caught one in this tub, but we can't release it or we'll all get deaded." So he says, "You guys are completely full of ships." And that totally convinces them to release the ghost to prove it. And then it immediately kills him to death. And I thought they were meant to be smart, but obviously not. The police are now here asking, who threw Bill Murray out the damn window? But strangely, they're not under arrest. And then the feds turn up and take them to the mayor, who says they've actually been investigating all this hocus pocus for years. And then asks, "So what do you guys know?" And after they explain, he says they need to knock it off because the government are taking care of it. And also, they're going to make it look like it's all a fraud because if the public find out that there's big scary ghosts, they'll go a bit mental. Which explains why they're hiding aliens from us. But literally not on the History Channel. It's all on the History Channel. They explain everything. Back to the Crapbuster base. And they're all watching the government tell the people that the Ghostcrappers are for the crap. And then Cat Lady, she's totally pissed because she's been reading about ghost sightings all day on the interweb. And then rolls off a few addresses. Which prompts Very Smart Lady to whip out a map that she conveniently had. And then marks all the addresses out on it. And oh my god, it matches the ley lines, which are like these supernatural ghost lines or something. and they work out that the evil guy is using them to create a vortex to release all the big scary ghosts. Which is actually amazing, because as far as I'm aware, they have no idea that there is even a bad guy, or in fact if it's a guy. I mean, bit sexist there, guys. And then conveniently, they just look at a picture and Cinderella's like, ah, it's him, because she saw him once at the subway, and he's wearing a hotel janitor uniform. And oh, that's really good convenient writing right there. They're off to find evil incel man, and look who's behind the desk, guys! It's that lady from the original films, who has more respect than all of them combined. So they ask, where's evil incel man? And she gives them the precise location of where to find him. Even though I'm pretty sure that violates quite a few rules right there. So down to the basement they go, and shut that front door! He built his entire ghost machine in the basement where anybody could find it. And there he is. And he says people are really mean, so he wants like the ghosts to go hurt them, and they become like Ghost King, and that prompts the Ghostcrappers to like talk him out of it, saying, oh, don't do this, and the police are on their way to arrest you. Even though the last time I checked, there isn't actually a law against releasing ghosts now, is there? Anyway, he totally yeets himself onto that machine to die to death. It's later, and very smart lady has Incel Evil Man's book, which is also the book she wrote, and he's just literally spanning out his entire plan. And he really wants people to get ghost-dated for reasons, and also take over the world big time. Oh, what a great original antagonist right there. So let's check in with Cat Lady, who someone's just knocked on the door, but no one is there. So better go hide in like the bathroom, even though I'm pretty sure ghosts can go through walls. But it doesn't matter, because there's also a ghost in the sink. And now all the Crapbusters just roll up, and they're wondering where Cat Lady is. And it turns out she was actually dropping logs this entire time. But she's acting very weird though, almost as if she's been entered without consent by a ghost. And then straight up starts destroying all those protein guns and kicking their asses, saying, oh, let those men claiming to be women into female only spaces. But Cinderella, she knows how to define a woman and totally bitch slaps a drag queen story hour for children right out of her. Hey, look who's outside! It's Anabolic Chicken and Broccoli Man, who just forcefully got ghost inserted without consent as well. And now he's totally possessed. Oh, and also that ghost is actually evil incel man. So now like, he's a really scary ghost and he's got really scary ghost powers, and then goes to the hotel and then turns on the ghost machine thingamajig and it releases all those little ghouls. And there's so many of them now. Oh, the Democrats will never lose a mail-in voting election again. It'll be fine though, guys, because the Crapbusters are coming. And look, it's Slimer! And a quick side note on that one. I actually thought ghosts were meant to be like the apparitions of dead people, so what the duck was he? Like, was he a sentient turd or something? It doesn't matter, because he just carjacked them, so now they have to go run after it on foot, and honestly, good luck, because half the cast are overweight. But oh no! There's a ghost parade balloon thingamajiggy, so they have to like use their big sticky protein sticks to totally destroy them, and look! It's Marshmallow Man! And now they're being crushed by it, so they're totally gonna die. Like, really, really die. Wait, nope, sorry. Very smart lady just turns up out of ducking nowhere and totally saves him. Oh, that was convenient. So, obviously, they carry on deleting all those ghosts. And, they're really cool. They're like making the original Ghostbusters look like absolute chumps, because they actually had to try in their films to overcome the ghosts. Anyway, they reach the hotel and there's a ghost NATO and then ghost jizz on the floor. That very smart lady slips on because it happened earlier. And there's Anabolic Chicken and Broccoli Man, who's looking totally evil. But then he says, you know what? I don't actually want to be this guy anymore. I want to be an incel Ghost King again. And then exits Anabolic Chicken, so he falls off, although he isn't dead. So they have like a good old conversation. And then Incel Man says, you guys look really like shook right now. So I tell you what, I will take whatever form you want me to take, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty much like Contact. And then the Ghostcrappers say, could you please be that ghost that's on the side of our hearse, please? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then immediately turns into a giant ghost turd thingamajig for reasons. So it's time to get the duck out of there. And look, he's getting even bigglier now. Those Crapbusters are now hiding, and they're absolutely screwed. So they have to think of something really quick, because that incel Ghost King is doing a terrorism in New York. And boy, they really could do with convenience right now. Hey, look, it's Slimer, and he just so happens to have a ghost trap nuclear bomb thing on the roof of the car, which is conveniently driving right at them. So they shoot it, and it explodes, and And hey, it worked, opening up this ghost vacuum vortex or something that sucks in all the ghosts, so they barely face an issue at all. But there is a pretty big ducking problem though. That ghost turd monster is too strong for that vortex, and now they have to shoot their protein beams at it. But it isn't working, because it's not strong enough. So they cross the streams, because they did it in the original films, and then shoot it in the ghost balls, because obviously that was the patriarchy. They all survived, because why not? And it turns out Very Smart Lady and Cat Lady both got so shook, their hair is now white, and wow. It's the film over, and they're fine, so duck it. Let's just do some final conclusions, okay? I didn't laugh once, even though they tried really hard to be funny. I mean, seriously, not one joke landed. And also, all those ghosts were just crap CGI. I mean, I'm not even shook. And can we go back to, like, the practical effects? Because I remember, I think it was Ghostbusters 2, when they had the apartment, and then that ghost comes to steal that baby. I mean, that actually left me shook, and that was a practical effect right there. And also, did I not know how to build up an antagonist? Because he was pretty much non-existent in his entire film, and his motivations were pretty much just, oh, people were mean to me, so I'm gonna kill them. Oh, that's a great antagonist. I'm so scared right now. So, I'm actually gonna find a positive in a film. I want to do that from now on. Every film I review is like, gotta find a positive or something I actually liked. And actually, it was Cinderella. I mean, she was the least annoying person in the cast, and if I was gonna, like, in any way smile, it probably would have been from something she said. But then again, it's not hard to outshine a cast full of turds now, is it?
Subscribe button.
Is always right.